on the clock right now. TBD, I think it's going to be 3 minutes. It might be a little bit longer. Potentially. Okay. Not sure yet. We're going to go live on the CW when it does strike 0. And when we go live, we are going to get loud for our final matchup of the league here in the regular season here at Comerica, here in Frisco, Texas, for our final 2.
As the 2025 AVP League season opened, every team had Lone Star dreams. Miami, LA, New York, and Austin have seen the best in beach volleyball fire away. Tonight, a coastal clash meets in the middle. Brooklyn and Los Angeles empty the chamber. One will ride north for a championship rendezvous. One will dream of next season. So set up camp and settle in for another Saturday night of beach volleyball here on the CW right now. The sun is set for the final time on the 2025 regular season. We're about to wrap it up from Dallas. Comerica Center has been our home for these final matches as teams jockey for playoff position. Welcome inside. Brooklyn taking on LA. We're going to start on the women's side. Denneberg and Donlin against Cannon and Kraft. A pair of championship contenders. Could it be a preview of a title chase? Kevin Barnett alongside Rich Lamborn, 2008 gold medalist. We also have Victoria Dennis down on the sand. Rich, interestingly enough, these two teams, which have excelled all season long, are both coming off losses. Who rebounds in this one and why?
Yeah, a little interesting because they're both kind of trending in the wrong direction of late. As boring and unsatisfying as this answer is going to be, it's going to be the team who executes the best this evening. Both teams capable of winning. I think the physicality of the Brooklyn Blaze is going to win out if they can bring it tonight, like we didn't see them do it, unfortunately, for them last night. So that's where my money's going to be.
Yeah, they dropped in straight sets to Dallas. A very uncharacteristic performance for Denneberg and Donlin, who have been so good this year and such a fun watch. The battle is on for third here. And remember, top two are going to get buys. So Brasher and Nuss, Humana Paredes and Wilkerson, Olympians last summer. They will await their matchups in the second round. The question will be, who will play Newberry and Urango, who just got into the playoffs? And remember last year they snuck in, and then one did San Diego. So a lot to yet to be determined in terms of our overall layout for Chicago and the championships in just a few weeks' time. The Brooklyn Blaze made themselves known as a championship contender early, but they did struggle last night, hitting 259. Their offense uncharacteristically off.
Yeah, pretty significantly off of their 444 season-long number. As we mentioned, going a little bit in the wrong direction their last couple matches, looking to right the ship as we head towards the championship.
Yeah, they've actually lost 2 in a row. They lost to the Aces in the Hamptons. That was quite some time ago before they had the big long break. And arriving here in week 8, coming out first is Lexi Denneberg, a defender with elite scoring potential. We'll see if she can scoop to score to recapture their championship momentum. And her partner, Julia Donlin, formerly Scholes, already a Manhattan Beach Open title holder, plays an aggressive brand of volleyball, and her offensive output will be critical tonight. Good to see them in a right frame of mind as they're going to face off with the LA launch. Therese Cannon and Meg Kraft, one of the most exciting young pairs in America. No doubt they could go to Chicago and win.
Yeah, absolutely. They have the nod as far as length of partnership. They haven't been together a long time, but longer than the Brooklyn Blaze, and they've put up some good, solid, consistent results throughout the entirety of their short partnership.
Yeah, no, unfortunately for them, they've lost 3 of 4. It was a quick death against the Austin Aces atop of the field. That was 9-9, and then it was 12-12 against Miami, but that's kind of a team on the charge. As Therese Cannon takes the sand, and now Meg Kraft comes out. A demoralizing opponent who makes points with kills and aces while digging your best shots. Let's go down to the sand and check in with Victoria.
Thanks, guys. Brooklyn needs to come into this match really cognitive of upping that hitting percentage. They got ace 5 times last night, so they need to solidify that first ball contact that will allow them to have a spread offense and in-system offense, giving them that opportunity to up that hitting percentage.
Yeah, service has been in their advantage. They gave up those 5 while only getting a goose egg.
Not a good ratio.
Yeah, not expecting to see that again. Here we go. Meg Kraft will get us started for the launch, and she'll put it right down the middle to begin. And Donlin will definitely touch that one just over the cable.
Yeah, good adjustment mid-air there. She kind of elevated like she was ready to detonate. Had to kind of lean and then just went with the smart shorty.
So UCLA's Lexi Denneberg, 3-time All-American and 2023 All-Tournament member, will serve. She'll work on cannon. Teams have been doing that. Good dig there. So this is a split blocking pair as that ball falls into the tape. A little miss off the dig of Denneberg.
Tried to roll that setup tight, just got it a little too tight. Therese doing a good job on the block to stay clean out of the net. I think Therese is really the player to watch for the launch. Kind of as she goes, so go the launch. Megan Kraft so steady.
Yeah, Therese hitting 167 and no blocks yesterday. Redirects there, and she's off to a good start.
Good placement on that serve. Causes a scramble on the side of the Brooklyn Blaze.
Yeah, they had their confusions. Those 5 aces, a couple of them resulted from just communication errors between the Blaze players.
And that is one of the growing pains of a younger partnership.
And that definitely is part of the video work, as again, LA goes down the middle, and that is a middle attack from Denneberg. That'll send Donlin back to serve. Donlin has been deadly from back there. She has 10 aces on the year. Formerly Scholes, back in May, married U.S. Air Force Captain Drew Donlin. And a big block from her partner there. Denneberg with the stuff. That'll be her 6th of the season.
Nice move into the angle there. That's not something you see a whole lot. Meg Kraft getting blocked directly, but you see that good shape. Those arms towards the court into the angle.
Yeah, we talked about rebound matches. Denneberg looking to rebound. The defense is a good start. She needs to bring some offense as well. Cannon could have been called there. Instead, it is uncalled and a complaint, although light, from Brooklyn.
That was strange looking. I don't think it was a bad contact, though, so good no call from Dr. Funk up on the stand.
Not a real doctor.
It's more of the Dr. Dre, Dr. Pepper ilk.
Kraft puts that one into the net. And that'll take the Blaze into what I think is their better lineup here, with Denneberg defending and Donlin at the net.
I'm not a huge fan of the split block for the Blaze, are you, Jeff?
Well, I'll tell you why in a moment. As that ball is killed right there. Denneberg has 45 digs. Donlin has only 25. Donlin has 8 blocks. Now it's 6, but it was 5 coming in for Denneberg. And I think digs per set is probably the most persuasive. It's 2.5 for Denneberg, 1.4 for Donlin. I mean, it's 2-to-1 in scoring chances here. All right. What's it going to take this weekend? We asked Julia Donlin.
Yeah, I think we know what's at stakes, but that's not going to change how we approach the game. Every game we're coming in trying to do our best, trying to put ourselves in a good position to win, trying to game plan for the other team. We know that in this league, in any game to 15, it's anyone's game, so anyone can win. So we're just trying to keep a level head and hopefully play some good volleyball this weekend.
Yeah, so says the 2-time All Pac-12 performer. Watching the launch side out off of her serve there.
I like it keeping the cards close to the vest. What's at stake? We know what's at stake.
Two-time national champion Meg Kraft getting after her serve is nasty. Oh, a little missed opportunity there for the launch, and they pay.
Yeah, those are critical opportunities no matter which team you play for. Easy ball there. You got to keep that set on your side, especially when you've got a terminal defender on your side of the net, the likes of Meg Kraft.
In our earlier match, we saw the Dallas Dream on the women's side give away a few winnable points, and it cost them. They needed just one set against the Miami Mayhem to guarantee themselves a trip to Chicago, and they could not do it as LA, who is Chicago bound, taps that one over. But that was a good result for Gina Rango and Devin Newberry. Got a text from Gina saying her heart was racing and she was into it,
yeah.
Waiting to see if she was going to qualify for the postseason. So congratulations to the Smash. We will see you on Labor Day weekend.
Was she wearing her whoop, and what was the stress level?
Exactly. We'll have to get the all the metrics. Donlin pass, high ball to her on a pin. Kraft settles in under it. Teams trading digs and big swings.
Now you got a little bit of an overcorrect there from Therese Cannon after the dig from Meg Kraft. That ball coming off the net a little bit, taking it sort of out of the terminal zone for Meg Kraft, but very little, if anything, out of the terminal zone for Julia Donlin.
Donlin comes in hitting .432 and playing an aggressive brand of volleyball. She'll swing at everything. She cannot grab that one. So 1 point to our side change here. Teams change sides at just the middle of the set. 11-15, win by 2. Best 2 of 3 for these league regular season victories. Good flat serve. Donlin with the option. Cannon. Touched and turned. Here comes Donlin, full head of steam over the top. Kraft expertly there. And hits the winner.
Just relentlessness defensively from Megan Kraft, and it finally pays off. The launch needed that one.
A ton of direction given at the point of attack there. Let's check in with Victoria Dennis courtside.
Thanks, guys. I'm standing here with reigning national champions TCU Beach Volleyball. Morgan, head coach Hector, how did you bring home this magnificent trophy?
You know, it was such an incredible experience just to represent TCU and take it home with this amazing group of people and our awesome coaches. We all just came together, and it was really such a surreal experience.
Hector, how did you prepare your program to go all the way this last season?
Well, we had the experience for previous years, right? And we knew we had all the pieces to come on top. And from the beginning of the season, we're just working on being sure that when we get to the stage, to recognize and to enjoy the moment and to just have the best moments of playing as we can. And that's what we did from day one in preseason, and the girls execute pretty good.
Morgan, as an athlete with the TCU program, what is the culture of TCU Beach Volleyball?
You know, we have the best culture. It's really just like a family, honestly. I mean, everyone is so close. Our coaches are so awesome and support us on and off the court, and TCU just as a whole. I just can't say enough awesome things about it and how much of a family we are.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, Coach Hector doing a great job there with the Horn Frog program. It helps to have the likes of Daniela Alvarez and Tanya Moreno on your squad, Olympians from a summer ago, and kind of key members of that national championship squad. I'm a little disappointed. They wouldn't let me in with my protein bar, but apparently you can waltz in with a national championship trophy.
Yes, yes, you can. It's also nice when you're trying to craft that family atmosphere. Katie Carter Gutierrez, wife of Hector, longtime pro, originally from Colorado, an incredible athlete, an incredible volleyball player for years and years overseas. So in attendance tonight, some of the future stars of the game, perhaps watching the current stars, such as Meg Kraft, 2-point lead now, Cannon and Kraft.
Yeah, NCAA beach volleyball for the women continues to be a tremendous feeder program for not only the United States, but more and more internationals joining the ranks as well.
Yeah, hugely impactful, certainly on the development we've seen here in the way that the athletes have come out and established themselves in the pro ranks. Knifing it down the line there, nice smooth side out for Denneberg. These two players included in the most recent batch of excellence. Kraft 22, Denneberg 23, Scholes 23. Little did Therese Cannon know at 29 years old she'd be the grandma.
The AARP member of this match.
It does happen quickly to you when you get to about the 30-year-old mark. People start talking about, well, back in your day. Wait,
right.
What?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
You have to ride your electric skateboard uphill both ways to practice.
That's right. 2 national titles while at USC for Therese Cannon. Makes a big move here, and her partner crosses over with a shot too good.
Yeah, that is a crafty little shot, short to the line. Lexi Denneberg. See how vital it is to make sure that you have variance in the depth of your shots. Meg on the chase for that one.
That one is deep. Nice attack from Kraft, the one-time blocker turned defender. Rich, what's that process like, and why has Kraft been so successful at changing positions?
Well, I mean, she's been kind of a prodigy for a long, long time, has such a well-rounded skill set. She just kind of was in that blocker position. Sometimes I think that gives you perspective once you make that change to defender.
Yeah, good point.
You kind of are aware of seeing the game from that perspective, and when you're a blocker, you have certain expectations out of your defender, and you know what those are when you make that move to playing defender.
Tell you, both teams are displaying some incredible touch, and the offensive numbers continue to pile up. Denneberg and Donlin are hitting 500 for efficiency. Kraft and Cannon, 600. Who will slow down the other side? Answer so far, no one.
There is a bevy of bludgeoning going on out there, Kevin. No shortage of firepower.
I wondered if the option hasn't been taken enough with Therese Cannon and Meg Kraft. They were focusing on it early in the season, but I don't think of them as a heavy option team. Maybe they need to steal some of Miami's mojo as they did it from the service line. We saw Kelly Cheng get some aces. This time it's Cannon.
Yeah, they've been going heavy dose of that middle serve. Good place to exploit any partnership, but especially one that's on the younger side like this Brooklyn Blaze team.
7-3 the run, and look at LA up +3. Block, Cannon.
Yeah, Denneberg just decided she was going to try and swing her way out of that, but the set got close, and it was all Therese at the net, closing the door.
Therese Cannon picks up her 11th block of the season, and it's a big one. Looking for that number 3 seed. First set would be a good step in that direction. Donlin options out there. They have some work to do here on her service. Typically aggressive with the jumper. And that ball is just wide.
You mentioned you don't see that as much as you might expect from them, Kev. That right there is a little bit of a play where they kind of forced it. You know what I mean? I think the best teams in the world at the option play take it when it's available, and they don't try and kind of shoehorn it into their game.
Well, speaking of the aforementioned Kelly Clays, Kelly Cheng now, that's always been the question with her. The creativity, the capability is there, but when to do it and when to trust your partner. LA with a timeout here, 14-12. It's our final regular season event. We're looking forward to the championships in Chicago, but before that, we're going to find ourselves in Manhattan Beach. And next Sunday, the AVP League hits Manhattan Beach, and the finals are right here on the CW. It's the ultimate showdown as the game's best battle for glory at the most iconic spot in beach volleyball. Don't miss a moment. The AVP League for Manhattan Beach. That's next Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific on the CW. We're looking forward to that one. Always an excellent atmosphere there. Just south of the pier. Set point once again, number 2 here. LA trying to close. Got it. Meg Kraft. All of her 6 feet to reach that one.
6 feet and athletic. He goes up and handles that close pass very well to close out set number 1 for LA. And I believe, Kevin, secured themselves a 3 seed.
They took home that victory in the first set, and that does mean the number 3 seed is theirs. And so the volleyball picture taking shape. Remember, tomorrow the PBR Camping World Team Series will return to the CW. The top bull riders in the world square off in a high-stakes team format where every ride counts. Tune in and watch the toughest sport on dirt. The PBR Camping World Team Series from Sunrise, Florida continues tomorrow, 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific on the CW.
How busy do we suppose the medical staff, chiropractors, and physiotherapists are at the PBR events?
Oh, certainly. You ever been to one? I went to one years ago. It is nothing but exciting, that is for sure. And that first set pretty exciting there, 15-12, LA with the victory, and that will solidify our bracket for Chicago. Of course, the result of this hugely important for both teams, both coming off losses. It's been back-to-back losses for the Blaze and 3 of 4 for LA, but these are 2 championship quality teams that are going to have to play their way through. The number 3 seed will be Cannon and Kraft. They'll get Newberry and Urango, that newest of teams due to the injury to Tony Rodriguez early in the season. Denneberg and Donlin will get Cheng and Chuck, perhaps the hottest team headed to the championship matches.
Yeah, those 2 teams kind of, at least right now, moving in opposite directions, and that's what's so exciting about that championship, right? It's not how you start, it's how you finish, and right now, Miami has been looking strong of late.
Brasher and Nuss, Humana Paredes and Wilkerson continue to be elite, both Olympic teams actually who met. A round or two too early in Paris last year. Humana Paredes and Wilkerson coming out on top. We will be coming out to Chicago and Oak Street Beach August 30th and 31st. That's Labor Day weekend. Plan to join us at the top of the beautiful Michigan Avenue run there in downtown Chicago, one of America's great cities. And our traditional end to the season with the AVP. We'll have both pairs titles to be awarded. 6 teams on both sides vying for those pairs championships here in 2025.
I thought you were going to ask me to join you at the top of the Hancock building for some drinks, Kev.
Yes, sir. If we can get the right ticket, that will happen. All right. I'll tell you what, the offensive tickets were handed out here. Both teams hitting well in the first. Austin comes down to small plays. Cannon with that single block.
Cannon had the block. Denneberg had 1 block, but it was early. Right, those numbers oftentimes are comparative. There's not necessarily just an outright good hitting percentage because both of those numbers are good. But when one team is out kicking the other by 100+ points, that's really what matters, is the disparity.
They're getting a little bit of advice and some fun words from Theo Brunner, who's subbing in this weekend for Brian Miller. More on that when we get to the men's match. Brian Miller at home, welcoming a new family member. Lots of new fans being made here in Dallas and enjoying the action with 2 of our top shelf women's teams celebrating during the break there. Again, the TCU team that is on hand, symbolizing the growth nationwide of this great sport of beach volleyball. Meg Kraft and Therese Cannon couldn't be further apart. Therese Cannon from Pittsford, New York. And San Diego native Meg Kraft getting together with her.
A nice little throwback in the interim there for all our athletes. National championships during their time in college. It's fun to see the current champions out there.
Brooklyn, nice defensive play to start from Denneberg. Rips it off the net. Cannon with the dig. And the put away is long.
Yeah, excellent play. And kind of to your earlier point, Kevin, the formation you like the most for the Blaze with Denneberg in the backcourt running down shots.
Yeah, and Donlin at the net. They'll be in that formation again. They pretty much stick with the split blocking scenario. The only team that ran that consistently on the men's side found 0 success this year. The women have been better.
Yeah, very rarely, much to your dismay, Kevin, do teams change their game plan mid-match just to accommodate you.
Well, nor should they in most cases. Coach Rich Lamborn, Olympic gold medalist indoors, came out to the beach, began coaching with the top team. There's Crab and Gibb. Oh, beautiful back set, a little bit off. They're pulling. Therese Cannon pulls up the dig. Donlin at the net versus Kraft, and it's just over the top. Well, she reminds me so much of Miles Partain in terms of her ability to locate with such a variety of different touches and attacks.
Yeah, and she just never looks out of sorts, does she? She always looks comfortable out there in just about every scenario.
Yeah, comfortable again there, and Kraft continues her offensive pace. 8 kills on 11, just 1 error. They'll try Donlin all the way to the outside. Cannon, a little touch turn set. Can't find it a second time.
Yeah, if we're nitpicking, Kev, Teresa's doing a nice job at the net, touching those softer shots. She's got to upgrade the quality of that second contact.
Okay.
She's in position to do so. Those are important scoring opportunities, a few of which have gone by the wayside for LA.
Yeah, I think of their male counterpart as that ball nearly finds the sand in between the two. And instead finds the sand on the Brooklyn side. I think of their male counterpart on the LA side. When the opportunity comes for Logan Webber to get a touch and then he pops it up, you get that full head of steam from Hagen Smith. That results in kills so many times. And Meg Kraft, very similar in her lethality of attack. Seems like any opportunity you give her to get a good run up, that's going to be advantage LA. High off the net, hit on a retreating Cannon.
I like that. A little extra height gives Denneberg a chance to collect herself. Really create some good trajectory on that swing.
And has that one right up her platform. And she finds the back line. Good touch.
Guesses are a little bit high, but she does a good job of still kind of keeping it in front of her. Meg Kraft gives her a good quality set.
Both of these players work as accountants. They get accounting degrees. Meg Kraft spending some of her time working as a staff accountant for Volleyball Life, trying to keep that kind of real life side of her alive. Her foot in the corporate world while she's digging balls and performing on the beach volleyball court.
Nerd by day, superhero athlete by night, you're saying, Kev?
Yes, Clarkina Kent. That'll have to go. Cannon gives the option again. Instead, it's a jump set. And a put away from Therese.
Donlin gives kind of a little bit of a look to Steve Funk up on the stand, but it was pretty clean. Does look a little awkward, the side set. Comes out fine. Quarter of a rotation.
Cannon got the sideline. Service game coming alive the last few matches for Therese Cannon.
That was a BB to the sideline.
5 aces last week. That'll be her 8th on the year there.
Now that was one of those ones, if you're Julia Donlin, your only chance is to pray that it goes wide. It did not.
Donlin pass goes backside. She'll hit from the right and find success.
A good recovery from the Blaze. I like that serving strategy from LA. The sideline middle. You have to think that Coach Mastermind Mike Playcheck heavily involved in the game planning of this one.
Tough line serve. But an amazing set.
That was a tremendous set. Not an easy ball to swing at. Therese got on top of this, pounded it. A really good serve, but that contact made that play.
Volleyball, you get those 3 contacts, you're often just cleaning up the contact before. It's your job to better the ball. Donlin, little step back, step forward, generates all the heat and momentum she needed.
Yeah, the idea with the short serve is to try and neutralize some of the momentum and some of the athleticism that Donlin can throw at you. Did not work that time.
Looking for the side change here, Cannon and Kraft. Cannon again the target, way off the net for a second time. And for a second time, it results in an LA point, 8-6 to the side change, advantage launch. Mentioned the similarities between these two athletes, both accounting majors, both beach volleyball players, but from rival schools. There are some more similarities that run even deeper. With that, here's Victoria.
That's right, Kevin. LA's Megan Kraft and Therese Cannon are both twins. They said they know what it takes to be half of a whole, and they find that in their partnership on and off the court. They find the synergy together and just have fun.
Yeah, very cool there. The twins proud of their siblings.
I'm going to guess Cannon. Megan not identical.
I think both fraternal. Yes. Sister Marin, brother Brian.
Yeah.
And we have some twins in attendance tonight.
Those look like the identical variety. Those guys, I saw their shoe game is on point. They got the tank tops. The guns are out. And they're loving the action here in Comerica.
That is kind of like the junior Richie kit right there.
Yeah, they consulted me for the style.
All right, so we've reached the 8-6 here. Los Angeles has been mostly in control of this match. How does Brooklyn flip it and put a ton of pressure on the launch? Seems like the serve is almost there.
Well, I would say it is there. What's happening right now is Megan Kraft is doing an excellent job of, as you said, bettering the ball. I think it's a good recipe. You just have to kind of stick with it. That is a recipe that's going to be very difficult for the launch to maintain if they're constantly having to bump set balls from the back third of the court. So I think Brooklyn are doing the right things. They just need kind of 1 or 2 bounces, 1 or 2 plays to go their way.
Well,
keep serving tough.
Well, we have to keep giving Therese Cannon her credit too. Credit due, 10 kills. She's been the target. 5 digs. We've seen her pull effectively a number of times. Plus 2 aces. She has really raised her service game tonight and in Texas. We were in Austin a week ago, Dallas now. We'll see you in Manhattan Beach at the end of this next week. We'll go to Chicago on Labor Day. So the launch on the cusp of winning. Another pull. This one results in a continuation. Cannon stays to the net this time. Pegs to the line and misses. That one will be over the top and down. I'm not sure what Therese is going to complain about except the set.
Yeah, looked a little bit wonky coming out of the hands. Brooklyn Blaze a little bit fortunate there. I think they thought the play was over, but that ball sat in the net just long enough for the launch to get underneath it.
Cannon's left. The pulling Donlin pops that one up. Boy, Kraft read that one, didn't she? And responded with heat of her own.
Kraft is just putting on a display. And now, ironically, that was kind of the best pass of the last 3 or 4 from Cannon, and it created a scoring opportunity for the Brooklyn Blaze, but Kraft just makes a tremendous defensive read.
Double-figure kills for Kraft now as well. That one's tight to the net. Kraft right there. And puts another one away. Well, they're really establishing control now, 10-7.
And Denneberg kind of inexplicably taken a little bit off of that initial offensive offering. And Kraft was just waiting for it.
A little 6-3 push from LA has them seizing control at the 66% mark. Kraft again. Position, control. Can't get the termination. Battle at the net won by Donlin.
I like that from the launch, just kind of overdoing it on the set, but they're trying to stay aggressive, get each other up near the net in those transition opportunities, which is the right mindset at the very least.
An aggressive redirect with the left hand there. So Julia Donlin, daughter of an ice hockey and field hockey player in mom Ginny. It's always interesting to see what path the kids choose, whether it's that of the parents or their own. Volleyball, her path as a redirect is won by Cannon in that second joust in 2 plays.
Yeah, and that's a missed chance for the Blaze. Pretty easy ball into Donlin, and she just kind of, I don't know if she got surprised by it or what it was. Passed it right over the net.
Cannon, pair of aces already. Not this time.
That is exciting to watch, just the athleticism on display with the wide open net. Julia Donlin teeing off.
Well, I haven't measured the friction coefficient of the sand this week, but when you're on it, it seems like it's fairly hard, pretty jumpy.
Yeah, indoors, the heat conductivity index a little less important.
True story. If you were with us for Central Park, one of the terrific events in the AVP League season this year, Woolman Rink was our host, and New York City showed up for a wonderful evening and afternoon of action. 12-9 here in an evening in Dallas. Our final women's match of the regular season. 2 potential champions displaying that form offensively.
And they're again not forcing it, just kind of letting it come to them a little bit on that option play. Brooklyn Blaze, it's kind of that ready mindset feeds into the success rate on that play.
Good touch, Donlin there. Redirected. Kraft again in the right spot. But not the next time. Brooklyn with the point, and with more on the women in red and blue. Victoria.
We talked about Brooklyn upping their hitting percentage at the beginning of this game, and they're doing just that. They're batting .455 right now, making plays on defense. What needs to happen for them to inch back in it, they need 1 to 2 more putaways in transition specifically.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. Here's another opportunity, you would think.
Well, this is a good opportunity. Should be easy. Got it. We're tied.
An interesting choice from LA there to kind of tactically pull against Julia Donlin, who's shown essentially nothing but heavy heat.
A race to 3 as timeout is called by LA. A little bit of pressure applied by Brooklyn with a 3-0 run. It will be a race to 3, win by 2 here in our second set. Now this is the weekend, but we've already got your Tuesday planned for you on NXT. The irresistible force, Nia Jax, clashes with Lash legend. Don't miss an all-new WWE NXT Tuesday, 8/7 Central, right here on the CW.
Kev, I'm going to Taco Tuesday at Greg Delgado's house in Hermosa to celebrate Phil Dahlhauser and Tri Bourne retiring this year. And then I'm getting right on the couch for some NXT.
We're going to make sure that he has it on. I'm hosting that event, so I'll see you there, Richie.
Oh, okay, I can't make it.
We'll have it on the TV. and getting ready to celebrate those two men in their incredible career, and then getting it on at the Manhattan Beach Open. What young team will put their name on the pier? Could it be this man? The sometimes shirted Hagen Smith getting ready.
I hope if he wins that it includes not only a plaque but some sort of bronze bust.
Yes, please. All right, race to 3. Here we go. Brooklyn trying to get a win to end the regular season. Nearly had another transition point there, and Julia Donlan's feeling the frustration.
Yeah, upset with herself there. When you get that much contact on the ball, you feel like you should control it.
Cannon. A must-have for Brooklyn. Big, long push, and it's long. Cannon and Kraft will go to a match ball.
I was curious about that decision. Donlan's been pretty fantastic offensively. But LA clearly knowing something we did not.
It works out for him. For the match, Therese Cannon. Bad pass. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, they get away with one there. That might be the first glitch in the matrix we've seen from Megan Kraft this entire match.
Match point number 2. The crowd wants more volley. They will not get it. 12-13 LA in straight sets. Finishes their season with a W.
Yeah, and that is 3-game slide from Brooklyn too. So they need to right the ship before Chicago.
Yeah, Brooklyn does have some things to figure out. They have faced some tough teams, including the Austin Aces as well as the LA Launch. They go down here 12-13. We'll be back to talk to LA, the winners here in Dallas, and hear about their thoughts on this evening and their potential championship journey in the future. Is brought to you by Wilson. AVP League is brought to you by Wilson, the official ball of the AVP. Dallas has been our most excellent host for this final round of the regular season, and we are down to just one match. But the women's side is over, victorious with our winners, LA.
Thanks, Kev. LA, you had 25 kills as a team and 15 digs. What was the difference between last night and tonight?
Great question. I think, kind of like Meg said earlier, we tried to stay true to our identity, and we were talking earlier today, reminding ourselves of what that was, and we just wanted to come out and have fun and play like us.
Talking about identity, you're both twins, and we touched on it during your gameplay. You mentioned that you know what it takes to be half of a whole. Megan, how do you lean on being a twin and a professional athlete?
Yeah, I think beach volleyball is really interesting in that it's a partner sport. So we joke that we know how to be a partner of somebody else, our siblings in real life. And so I feel like we are complementary of each other, and we can make each other better in different ways. So yeah, it's a fun part of the game that's unique to this sport for sure.
This sport is so unique and the fans love it. What does it mean to you to travel across the world, represent Team USA with that jersey on your back, and here on your home turf in the US of A, seeing the fans across the league? What has that experience been like?
So cool. I mean, I don't think there's anything better than being able to represent the United States and go play internationally. And it gets even more special when we get to come here and play at home in front of friends and family. So it's not something that we will ever take for granted.
What's one thing fans can expect from you in Chicago?
High energy and playing true to ourselves.
Love it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
That pair victorious once again, Rich Lamborn, and they've talked a lot about their energy and how it aligns. Tell me about how important that is for a partnership.
Well, chemistry is such a huge part of just a two-man team out there, right? I mean, you like to have complementary skill sets, but you like to have sort of personalities that mesh as well. And I think Meg and Therese are kind of at the top of that list. They talk about their energy a lot because it is such an important piece of what makes them such a good team. Yeah,
like putting together a marriage. Often talk about beach volleyball pairings in that way. And we had a barn burner here between two brand new marriages in the LA Launch and the Brooklyn Blaze. Early on it was close and it was very offensive. Neither team could get a stop.
Yeah, it was that way at the beginning, but I think LA slowly started to crack the code. Megan Kraft really dialed in defensively, and I think kind of led her team, even as the younger of the two players. They got the synchronicity dialed in. It was Meg, that woman right there, leading the way for the Launch.
Kraft ends with 11 kills, 9 digs, hits 526. They went on a little 7-3 run in the first set that kept Brooklyn off balance. In the second set, it would actually be tied at 12, and then a sprint at the very end. We've seen mistakes play such a big role in our two matches tonight, but certainly throughout the entire season, the mistakes and when you make them is important.
Yeah, absolutely. The timing of those things, critically important. We heard Meg talk about staying true to themselves. You know, I think that's one of the things that they did particularly well in that match. Just kind of stayed within themselves, stuck to the game plan that they wanted to employ, and that kind of won out over time.
So what they were playing for here was that #3 seed. With the victory in the first set, it was actually secure, but they were also playing for a little momentum on their side. Cannon and Kraft will get Newberry and Urango, one of the most interesting matchups I think you're going to see in terms of the little bit of information that's available on Devin Newberry. On the other side, Denneberg and Donlin, well, they've been going down a little bit, losing a number of matches in a row. Cheng and Shaw, they've won 4 straight. What do you like about Cheng and Shaw and their opportunity to bring the mayhem to the title?
Yeah, well, I think, you know, that is a relatively new partnership as well. They're starting to find their groove and that synchronicity and kind of that chemistry that we talk about. And so they started off slowly 0-4, but they're 4-0 going into the championships. That's kind of the way you want a crescendo going into the end of a season.
All right, the men's is set, and you have those top 2 seeds as well. Do not forget about Brasher and Nuss, and the other side of Humana Paredes and Wilkerson. Our next match, our final match of the regular season, you can see the clock there, is going to be LA and Brooklyn. It was a team that started out incredibly hot, going through the best teams in the league. Smith and Weber, as our men's bracket is set. They'll be looking for the same kind of momentum win here as they're going to face Budinger and Evans, who we haven't seen in a little bit, the Olympians.
Yeah, that's going to be a rematch of an extremely exciting matchup that we saw a little bit earlier in the regular season that went to Smith-Weber. So Budinger, Evans, you said it. We haven't seen them in a little while, but they will be no doubt looking for revenge against the LA Launch.
Yeah, looking for the #1 seed earlier tonight was Andy Benish and Miles Partain of the Dallas Dream. They have been so good in league play going back to last year. Undefeated, but did not win that League Cup championship that was featured last year. This year they're honing in on their own championship, and the Pairs win. They defeated Miami, a team that we had seen win a number in a row.
Yeah, you have to like them as probably the team to beat once we get to Chicago. They have just looked extremely good all season long, and they kind of keep getting better and better and better. And they're another team that just likes to stay within themselves. When things are going the way they want them to go, they're basically untouchable.
Yeah, Miles Partain again kind of asserting himself, the most diverse and talented attacker in a USA Beach uniform or in the AVP League. How do you slow down Miles?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you have to try and disrupt their rhythm from the service line. If you're unable to do that like we saw tonight, James Shaw, great serve, but just couldn't kind of find the rhythm to really do anything to disrupt the comfort level of the Dallas Dream, and that spells night-night, typically.
Yeah, that's not a good subscription or prescription if you're going to end up facing the Dream. Now, for some of the other teams, who do you like out of the other group? Is it maybe San Diego that stands out in the way that Chase Budinger has played throughout the season?
Well, Chase is no doubt an imposing force, particularly at the net, and they're a team that has Olympic credentials as well, the San Diego Smash, so look for them to be strong. I like Phil making a statement going out in his final season, so Trevor Crabb and Phil Dahlhauser, the Palm Beach Passion, are a team I'm looking at as well.
All right, Phil can still do Phil things. This just in. He'll go up over the top or come up with 3 stuffs in a row. Will he be able to do that once again in Chicago? We'll see. Last chance to make a statement for LA and Brooklyn. A new partnership there. We'll be right back to Dallas and the Comerica Center for more volleyball here on the CW.